Hi, third academic. This is your video lesson for today, Monday, February 3rd, and we are using the Frederick Douglass autobiography to explore author's point of view and perspective. Point of view, of course, you've got your third person and your first person point of view. That has to do with how something is written. But when we're talking about the author perspective or point of view, it's like what they're thinking, okay, about the subject. All right, so our I can statements are, I can determine the author's perspective or point of view. And there it is again, okay? All right, so here's what you need. You'll need your Frederick Douglass text, so if you don't have it, go get it. And you also need a highlighter. All right, so first of all, do you agree or disagree with this statement? So, do you agree or disagree with this statement? Was this Frederick Douglass's perspective or point of view? It's a lot. Follow along in your language. Slavery is unjust and cruel, and enslaved people should not only have their freedom, but also should be allowed to have an education to pursue equality in life. So do you agree or disagree that this was his perspective? So today we will analyze the text to prove that this is Frederick Douglass's, the author's perspective or point of view. So remember doing this like in October, okay, our mood and tone words. So we're going to review that a little bit because mood and tone definitely does affect the author's perspective, okay? So anytime you see mood and tone, remember that both words are about the feelings from a text. All right, so now let's see what y'all remember. So how the author feels, which one is that? Is that mood or tone? See if you remember how I remember it. Okay, so yeah, you should have thought tone. And then how the reader feels is mood, okay? The way I remember it is M is me, I'm the reader, whereas tone is T, the author, and the word author has a T in it. That's how I remember those two. All right, so first we're going to look at paragraph 1. And while I read it, I want you to highlight words that develop the tone and perspective. I was enslaved with Master Hugh's family for about 7 years. During this time, I learned how to read and write. I had to find different ways to accomplish this challenge. I had no regular teacher. My mistress began teaching me, but Master Hugh made her stop. He also told her not to let anyone else teach me. To speak fairly of her, my mistress did not follow her husband's orders immediately. At first, she lacked the wickedness necessary for shutting me in mental darkness. She needed to learn the practice of irresponsible power. Such learning would make her capable of treating me like a brute. So which words develop the tone and perspective? So some of the words that I got were, she lacked the wickedness, mental darkness, irresponsible power, and brute. I feel like these are kind of negative words. They give me negative feelings. So what's the tone? Look on that paper, all right, if you have it, and think about words that would best describe the tone. So if you put something like gloomy, frustrated, discouraged, serious, these are all good answers. They're all very negative tone. Okay, so same paragraph. What's happening in this paragraph? So when I read this paragraph, basically what's going on is they are describing, or rather, Frederick Douglass is describing like when the mistress stopped teaching him how to read. So Douglass is basically telling about how his mistress started to teach him to read, but then he had to stop because the master Hugh was like, no, you can't do that. And that's going to be something important too to help you figure out the tone of the passage. So why do you think Douglas writes about this event? Why do you think he would write about it? I'm kind of thinking it's probably because he wanted the reader to understand the challenges and obstacles he faced when learning how to read, because learning how to read was harder for you if you were a slave. All right, so now we're on paragraph 2. So again, highlight words that help develop the tone and perspective. I'll read, you highlight. My mistress was a kind and tender-hearted woman. At first, she treated me the way she felt one human being should treat another. She did not seem to consider me simply as property. She did not realize that it was wrong and dangerous for her to treat me like a human being. Slavery was as hurtful to her as it was to me. When we met, she was a religious, warm, and tender-hearted woman. She would shed a tear for any sorrow or suffering. She had bread and clothes for the needy. She would comfort every nearby mourner. So some of the words that help me, does Frederick Douglass have positive feelings or negative feelings toward Mrs. Hugh in this paragraph? So some of the words that I highlighted were tender-hearted woman, religious and warm. They have tender-hearted again, and comfort. Okay, so clearly think about what kind of feelings does she have. All right, so now what's the tone in paragraph 2? It's positive, so what are some words you could use? All right, so if you put loving, that's good. Joyful, admiring even. Okay, so now let's take a look at paragraph 3. So highlight the words that develop tone and perspective again. I'll read, you highlight. However, slavery soon robbed her of these heavenly qualities. The power of slavery turned her tender heart to stone, her gentle nature transformed to tiger-like fierceness. Ceasing to instruct me was the first step of her transformation. Then she began following her husband's rules of behavior. She eventually became more violently opposed to my learning than her husband. She was not satisfied with simply following his commands. She seemed anxious to do better. The sight of me with a newspaper made her angrier than anything else. She seemed to view this as a sign of danger. She was a smart woman, and she learned that education and slavery could not exist together. So which words in paragraph 3 help you understand how the mistress changes? So some of the words for me were stone, tiger-like fierceness, ceasing, which means like to stop, violently opposed, anxious, angrier. All right, so now what's the tone in the paragraph 3? Look at your paper. So hostile is a good word, frustrated, angry, criticizing. All right, so now think about both paragraphs 2 and 3. What is Douglas describing in these paragraphs? So now think about this. Why did Douglas write about this event? He wanted to describe the mistress. He wanted to show the horrible effects of slavery for both him and the mistress. He wanted to show how smart the mistress was. All right, so now let's look at paragraphs 5 through 7. Highlight the words in paragraphs 5 through 7 that develop the tone and author's perspective. The plan, which I adopted, and the one by which I was most successful, was that of making friends of all the little white boys whom I met on the street. As many of these as I could, I converted into teachers with their kindly aid obtained at different times in different places. I finally succeeded in learning to read. When I was sent of errands, I always took my book with me, and by going one part of my errand quickly, I found time to get a lesson in before my return. So some of the words that I would highlight are successful, kindly aid, succeeded, all real positive, right? Okay, so now let's take a look at 6 and 7. And again, keep highlighting the words that developed the tone and perspective. On these errands, I also carried bread with me. I was always welcome to plenty of bread from the house. In this way, I was much better off than many of the poor white children in our neighborhood. I gave bread to the hungry little kids. In return, they gave me more valuable bread of knowledge. So in paragraph 6, I got plenty, and I liked how they called it bread of knowledge. All right, paragraph 7. I'm strongly tempted to name 2 or 3 of those little boys in my gratitude. However, identifying the boys would not hurt me, but it might embarrass them. It is almost unforgivable offense to teach enslaved persons to read in this Christian country. These dear little fellows lived on Pillpot Street, very close to Durgan and Bailey's shipyard. I discussed the issue of slavery with the boys. I told them that I wished I could be as free as they would be when they got to be men. You'll be as free as you are 21. You will be free as soon as you are 21, but I am enslaved for life. Don't I have the same right to be free as you have? These words both bothered the boys. They would express great sympathy for me. They comforted me with hope that something would happen to make me free. So in paragraph 7, gratitude is one of the words, and sympathy that I would highlight. Maybe even comforted. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, so now, what's the tone of paragraph 5 through 7? Look on your paper. And what are these paragraphs describing? All right, so in paragraphs 5 through 7, Douglas is describing how he converted the white boys into his reading teachers. Think about it. Why did Douglas choose to write about this event? To show how he learned how to read? To show how he could make friends with anyone? Or to show that the young boys could have empathy, understanding for the lives of slaves? Why do you think he wrote this? Oh, indeed, to show that all white people were for slavery. Now, choose 2 answers, okay? Choose 2. All right, so now let's take a look at paragraphs 10 through 11. The dialogue between the enslaved person and his master taught me about the power of truth. I realized that truth could even have the power of the conscience of the person who enslaves others. I interpreted Sheridan's speech as a bold disapproval of slavery. It was also a powerful defense of human rights. Reading both of these documents helped me express my thoughts. It also helped me respond to arguments in support of slavery. However, reading brought on difficulty that was more painful than the one it relieved. Reading increased my hatred of my enslavers. I could view them only as a band of robbers. They left their homes and went to Africa. They stole us from our homes, and then they enslaved us in a strange land. I hated them for being the meanest, most wicked men. Reading and thinking about this caused the unhappiness Master Hugh had predicted. Learning to read brought unspeakable torture and pain to my soul. So some of the words that I would highlight would be like power of truth, bold disapproval, defense, difficulty, hatred, robbers, stole, meanest, most wicked, unhappiness, unspeakable torture. And these are all pretty negative words, yeah? So, is the tone the same in both paragraphs? Look at them really carefully. Power of truth, bold disapproval, defense. And then you go to paragraph 11. Difficulty, painful, robbers, stole. Is the tone the same in both paragraphs? All right, let's keep looking at those 2 paragraphs. What is Douglas describing in these paragraphs? Why learning the truth about slavery made him angry? Why his conscience wanted to be free? How the speech helped Douglas make better arguments against slavery? How Douglas had taught himself how to read. Make sure you choose 2 answers. So why did Douglas write about these 2 effects of learning how to read? Think about why. To compare the different types of texts he read, to demonstrate how everyone should learn how to read, or to contrast both the positive and negative effects of reading had on him. All right, so that's our last part of the text that we're going to look at in this lesson. Remember, tomorrow is your test. You might see some of this on your test tomorrow. So I hope that you took this assignment seriously.